Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to all of you in my another new lecture. This is the CSWIP 3.1 Level 2 Welding Inspector Section 1 Part 2 this lecture. So I will try to discuss in this lecture each stage of the inspection and what is the responsibilities of welding inspector, duties and responsibilities of welding inspector. So we know we have to perform the inspection is 3 stages: before welding, during welding and after welding. So in this time, what are the things we have to check? That the things I will try to explain to you one by one in this lecture. So I hope you will be enjoy this lecture also. If you think this is the important for you, then don't forget to share with your friend also. Then please like and comment your valuable feedback and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get all updated lecture. Okay, let's start today's lecture. So typical duties of welding inspector. What is the typical duties of welding inspector before welding? So before welding, preparation, familiarization with the relevant document. So as a welding inspector, we have to familiar with the relevant inspection document. So application standard code for visual acceptance requirement. Then the drawing, we have to familiar with the drawing also, item details and position tolerance, etc. Then quality control procedure for activities such as material handling, documentation control, storage and issue of welding consumable. So related to this we have to be familiar. Then quality plan, inspection and test plan, inspection check sheet, detail of inspection requirement, inspection procedure and record required. So wherever we working in project, we have the quality plan and inspection test plan, and there have the so many the inspection procedure. There the things we have to be familiar. Then before welding, the welding procedure. So related to the welding procedure also we have to be familiar. Are applicable to joints to be welded and approved, are available to welders and inspectors. Then welder qualification, list of available qualified welders related to WPS. Then certificates are valid and in date. So we have to check the welder qualification. Then equipment, we have to check the equipment. All inspection equipment is in good condition and calibrated as necessary. So all equipment actually not require the calibration, and whichever equipment is need the calibration, that calibration certificate we have to check. All safety equipments are understood and necessary equipment available. Then materials can be identified and related to test certificate traceability, are to correct dimension. So dimension we have to check. Then are in suitable condition, no damage and contamination. So we have to check the material, the no damage and no contamination. And we have to check the material traceability and certificate also. So whatever things we are checking on site, there have the heat number and identification number. That identification number we have to trace, and this the identification related to this, that is certificate also the comply. So that the things we have to check for material. Then consumable, we have to check the consumable in accordance with WPS, are being controlled in accordance procedure. So consumable we have to control properly, storage, packing and heating and QOK. That the things we have to check the consumable. While preparation, so while preparation also will be the comply with the WPS and drawing. So we have to check the while preparation free from defect and contamination. So this during while preparation checking we have to check the defects and contamination also. Now welding equipment in good order and calibrated as required by procedure. So welding equipments we have to check this all the welding equipments is proper calibrated or not, and this all the equipment is good condition or not. Then we have to check the fit up compliance with WPS. So this fit up is compliance with WPS or not. Number, size of tag welds to good workmanship. So tag weld size and tag weld number is as per code or not, that the things we have to check also. Preheat in specified, if in WPS have the mentioned preheat, that specified preheat is maintaining or not, that the things we have to check. The minimum temperature compliance with WPS. So as per WPS, what are the minimum temperature that we should be the compliance. Then during welding, what are the things we have to check. So weather condition. So during welding, we have to check the welding condition, weather conditions suitable if site field welding. The welding process in accordance with WPS. Then welder is approved to weld the joint. So welder must be approved, the qualified. The preheat if required, minimum temperature as specified by WPS. Then maximum interface temperature as WPS. Then welding consumable in accordance with WPS in suitable condition, control issue and handling. Then welding parameters, current, voltage and travel speed as per WPS. These are the things we have to check. Root run, if possible, visually inspect root before single site welds are filled up. So root run before after one pass welding, we have to check the root runs if possible. Internal run cleaning. So after one pass welding, before another pass welding, in between two pass welding, the internal cleaning we have to check in accordance with the approved method, and back gouging to good workmanship standard. Distortion control, these are the things also we have to check during visual inspection. That means during welding. During welding, these things we have to check the distortion control. Welding is balanced and over welding is avoided. Then after welding, what are the things we have to check? That means during visual inspection, what are the things we have to check? Identify number at required, the weld identification. So we know there have the one control box, there have the details about the welding, what is the part number, where is this, and what is the WPS used for welding, which welder is welded these things, and date, everything is mentioned there in weld control box. The visual inspection, ensure weld is suitable for entity. So we have to check this welding joint is visually passed and suitable for the all type of entity and non-rust testing. Visually inspect and sentence to code requirements. Dimensional survey, after welding we need to ensure dimensional comply with code and drawing. And other entity, ensure all entities complete and reports available. So these are the things we have to check after welding. So repairs, monitor repair to ensure compliance with procedure. Ensure entity after repair is completed. PWST, monitor for compliance with procedure. Check chart record, confirm procedure compliance. Then pressure load test, ensure test equipment is suitable, calibrated. Monitor to ensure compliance with procedure and ensure all records are available. Then documentation, ensure any modification are on as-built drawing. If there is any modification, actually not as per drawing but as per site, then we have to make sure they have the as-built drawing. Ensure all required documents are available. So what are the documents required for this item inspection or anything? So this all the documentation is available. All at file documents for manufacturing record. Then sign all documentation and forward it to QC department. So after inspection, this all the documentation need to be signed and we have to keep in file and we have to send the QC department. So it is the duties of a welding inspector to ensure all the welding and set action are carried out in accordance with the specification and any applicable procedure. So after that we will see all welding inspector must observe all relevant action related to weld quality throughout production. Then we need to keep the record, to record or log all production inspection point relevant to quality, including and final report showing all identified specific imperfection. Then compare to compare all record information with the acceptance criteria and any other relevant clauses in the applied application standard. So these are three things is the summary of the duties. We have to as a welding inspector, first we need to observe, then we need to keep the record, then we need to compare with our code and standard. So if code as per code and standard is okay, then this is acceptable. As per code and standard is not okay, that means this is the rejectable. We have to repair it or we have to rectify it. Okay, that's all. This was the today lecture. So section 1, that means chapter 1 is close CSWIP 3.1. We will start in another new lecture is chapter 2. We will start that chapter is very soon. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.